There was an indictment yesterday by the U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York that's very, I would say, call it UN related. A company called China Energy Fund Committee was, as alleged, funneled $500,000 bribes to Sam Kutesa, former president of the General Assembly. The indictment describes the meetings taking place not on this very floor, on the second floor, setting up these bribes. And so I have a couple of questions. One is, and these mentioned in the indictment is the president of Uganda, Yoweri Museveni, who is, as you know, is a mediator on the Burundi file. So I wanted to know, number one, after this indictment, what is the UN's Office of OIOS doing to look at the UN persons that implicated in it? Two, is China Energy Fund Committee still accredited by ECOSOC, and they seem to have a project with DESA, a $5 million project with DESA? And three, what does this mean for Mr. Kafando's and the Secretary General's view of the Museveni role in the Burundi mediation?
Well, regarding the question of Burundi mediation, obviously he has a role separate and apart from the work of our envoy, Michel Kafando. You just heard a briefing from Mr. Kafando yesterday about what his work is on that. Regarding Mr. Kutesa, we don't have anything particular to say about his dealings as the foreign minister of Uganda. Obviously, he has served as a General Assembly president, and we want to make sure that all officials of the UN, including the General Assembly president, abide strictly by norms avoiding corruption and bribery. Obviously, how that is enforced is an issue for the specific member states. So we would refer you, in this case, to the member state of Uganda, which is responsible for Mr. Kutesa. And regarding the CEFC that you just mentioned, yes, they have accreditation at ECOSOC. We're checking with our colleagues in the Department of Economic and Social Affairs about the nature of their projects and what the status of that is.
There's a $5 million project that's online. So I guess what I'm saying is, coming after the NGLAP saying John Ash case, it seems some sort of consonant with it. Basically, you have a big NGO using UN access to purchase, if the allegations are true, a PGA. And so I guess I'm wondering from the UN side, beyond referring to the Ugandan mission or whatever else, are there any reflections, number one, on how this process, what due diligence did DESA do before linking up with this NGO that's clearly a subsidiary of a Chinese oil company that was paying bribes in Chad as well?
Well, the information about them paying bribes is something that's come out today. The ECOSOC accreditation came out sometime prior to all of this. So that's a separate issue. Regarding the sort of probity we expect from officials, including General Assembly presidents, of course, we know that they belong to member states, but we want them to uphold the highest standards. This is something we made clear during John Ash's time. This is something we're making clear now. And of course, I believe my colleague Brendan will have more to say about the presidency of the General Assembly regarding this. But again, these are issues that the member states themselves will need to take responsibility for. These are officials of member states. These are not staff of the United Nations.